Howdy, and welcome to my Monarch Butterfly presentation. Our Monarch Butterfly Service Project centers around developing educational outreach materials for grades K through 12. Through this, each individual member of our group selected one grade level and made an educational outreach material for it. I chose 9th grade and made a PowerPoint about the life cycle and 9th grade biology of the monarch butterfly. After I chose 9th grade, I decided to focus on life cycle and biology, primarily because many 9th graders across the state of Texas take biology in high school, so I thought that this could tie in through a lesson very easily. So let's get started with the presentation. Milkweed plants are needed for butterflies to survive. And they thrive in many common places, such as short and tall grass prairies, livestock pastures, agricultural margins, roadsides, wetland areas, sandy areas, and gardens. They need nectar, which can be found in many different plants, especially blooming flowers. The surrounding area should be covered in natural vegetation, and then environmentally friendly land management practices, which can reduce land disruption and promote natural growth. So the egg. The milkweed is used by the egg as the host plant, and you can see by the picture on the left that it just rests on there until it hatches. It's surrounded by a hard outer shell called the chorion, which is used to protect the developing larvae. There's a layer of wax that keeps the egg from drying out, and there's a funnel-shaped holes on the outside called micropiles, which allow for fertilization. The egg will stay in the egg phase for about 3 to 5 days, depending on the temperature. And then the raised areas that you can see on the egg are called ridges. So the larva stage. The term caterpillar is used to describe a monarch butterfly in this stage, and you can see the caterpillar on the left. There are 3 distinct body parts. The head, which has 2 antennae, mouth parts, which include upper and lower lips and mandibles, and then 3 eyes called ocelli. There's also the thorax, which contains a pair of true legs, oxygen holes called spiracles. And then finally the abdomen, which has 5 sets of false legs called prolegs, more spiracles, and then 2 tentacles that are used as sense organs. Once it becomes too large for its skin, it sheds or molts its skin, starting with the head. The pupa stage. Before they can pupate, they spin a silk mat where they hang upside down and molt for the final time. They hang from the stem of the host plant, the milkweed, using the cremaster, the spiny appendage on the end of the abdomen. It will hang until it emerges as a full adult butterfly. Many different body parts are developed during the pupal stage, such as wings, abdomen, legs, and eyes. The pupa stage is often referred to as the chrysalis, and the butterfly pupa is not the same as the cocoon, or as a cocoon, because there's no silken covering. The adult stage. The body of the adult butterfly is divided into the same parts as the larvae: the head, thorax, and abdomen. All butterflies have 4 total wings, 2 hind wings and 2 forewings, and they are attached to the thorax with small structures and moved using muscles. The primary job of the adult stage is to reproduce, and they mate when they are about 3 to 8 years old, or days old, Males have a black spot on a vein on each hind wing that is not present on the female, which you can see to the picture on the right. They have the 2 small dots on the middle bottom of the hind wings. And then females are also slightly darker, which you can see especially in the top. This is used to just differentiate themselves, so when you're looking for a mate, you know who it is possible for you to mate with. The monarch butterfly does have some natural enemies. Its predators in the early stages are fire ants, lacewing larvae, spiders, wasps, and many hemiptera larvae. And then towards the later stages, there are birds that can attack them, such as black-backed orioles and black-headed grosbeaks, which you can see to the picture on the left. Finally, they are affected by parasitoids, which are small flies or wasps that lay their eggs on the inside of other insects, and parasites, which are small organisms that live and multiply inside their host, like viruses, bacteria, mites, and nematodes. But they do have some defense mechanisms. Some are aposomatic, which are bright colors that typically act as a deterrent by signaling that they may be poisonous, like red, yellow, and orange, like the monarch butterfly. When an animal attacks and eats one of these insects and gets poisoned, their ancestors adapt and learn that the animal is poisonous. This is why some animals can eat the monarch butterfly because they know it's not poisonous, but many will stray away from it because they know that animals of this color can typically be poisonous. And then they also have cardenolides defense mechanisms, which is a chemical defense developed from the milkweed plant. However, the toxin that this is used with breaks down as the butterfly ages. So from the caterpillar stage to the pupal stage to the adult stage, it gets worse and worse. Finally, why is this important? It's important to learn about the life cycles of many different organisms, considering a lot of them parallel each other, especially insects. Many of them have very similar life cycles, so it's important to know some of them so that you can get a feel for the whole. You can appreciate the beauty around you. Monarch butterflies are very beautiful. It's very cool to know more about them when you see them flying through the sky in the spring. Diversifying your education is also very important. It's important to learn about things that you may not hear about in your textbook or from your teacher, and it's important to learn as much as you can and absorb as much knowledge as possible. Finally, it's learning about something that you may not have previously thought was interesting. You may have walked past a monarch butterfly before and thought that it was just nothing or it didn't matter, and now you know a little bit more about it. So when you see one, you can know that you can know their life cycle and know their biology. And then these are my references. Thank you for listening.